Hey, how y'all doing? Beautiful day here in North Carolina. A little cloudy, but beautiful nonetheless. Hopefully it's a beautiful day where you are too. If not, try to make it one. And sometimes that's a whole lot easier said than done. You know, sometimes we just got to try to do what we can to get by until we can spread our wings and fly. All right, well, there's my dog Irma, aka Germa. I'll introduce you to her in a second. For now, my name is Eddie. Eddie Money. All right, let's see if I got it. Money in the bank, baby. Money in the bank. All right, finally. I mean, that was my first try, right? No, it wasn't. All right, so today we're gonna react to Oliver's song. But first, introduce you to baby squirrel here. Hey, girl. See that mark under her eyes for a copperhead? Got it. Copper dead now, ain't it, girl? Ain't that right? Just want to say real quick, I'm gonna try not to make this video too long. Might end up being about 20-30 minutes, but just want to say, if you got a dog or even a cat or hell, even a kid, give them a hug, even if they're a pain in the butt. Let them know you love them. She ain't a pain in the butt, but we had a little close call yesterday. Oh. There's one rule if you ever come out to my property, and that is make sure you know where she is before you get in your ride and ride off, all right? So I always check under the truck if I don't know where she is, make sure she's not laying under there. So yesterday morning, couldn't find her. I thought she went under the house or under the deck. So I just check under the truck just to make sure, you know. I got up under there, looked down, looked up. I didn't see her. Got in the truck, started it up. I was thinking, yeah, she went under the deck. She went under the deck. So anyway, I hit the gas, and thank God I was in park. Okay, because after I hit the gas, I was like, man, just let me double check one more time, because I just don't like driving off without knowing where she is. Sure enough, man, I get out and I look in front of the truck. She was laying right in front of my front tire. My truck would have been in drive instead of park when I hit the gas. That would have been a bad day. It definitely would have been a bad day for you, wouldn't it? That would have sucked, man. You're a good girl, Irma. People think I named her after the hurricane. They named the hurricane after her. All right, so without further ado, I guess since I'm kind of new to this, I want to introduce myself, or let y'all get to know me. There's that old saying, you don't really know a man until you walk a mile in his shoes. I'm not going to make you walk a mile in my shoes. I'm not going to make you put them on. I wouldn't wear half of these. I don't know, these are just shoes I've had that I've worked in over the years. And I got one pair that I've had since I was 18. I'm gonna be 43 in a couple of weeks. It's about time to throw some of them out, but I don't know, I just remember one day, you know, I saw that box and was going through them, and I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna hold on to these for a special occasion, you know. Just want to kind of take the time one day just to lay them all out and just retrace my steps, you know. Just to remind me how hard I've worked and everything I've been through. So while we're doing this, I want y'all to kind of remember how far you've come, how hard you had to work, you know, from your first job to wherever you are now. So there we go.
What the world's gotten to, for people like me, people like you. Wish I could just wake up and it not be true, but it is. Oh, it is. just miners on an island somewhere. Lord, we got folks in the street, ain't got nothing to eat, and the whole beast milking welfare. God, if you're 5'3" and you're 300 pounds, taxes ought not to pay for your bags of fudge round. Young men are putting themselves 6 feet in the ground, 'cause all this damn country does is keep on kicking them down. Lord, it's a damn shame what the world's gotten to for people like me, people like you. Wish I could just wake up and it not be true, but it is. Oh, it is. Living in the new world with an whole soul. These rich men north of Richmond, Lord knows they all just wanna have total control. Wanna know what you think, wanna know what you do, and they don't think you know, but I know that you do, 'cause your dollar ain't shit, and it's taxed to no end, 'cause the rich men north of Richmond. I've been selling my soul, working all day, overtime hours for bullshit pay.
Yep. Grocery stores, gas stations, restaurants, dishwashing and cook, painter, carpenter, mover, and a shaker. Pretty much anything having to do with landscaping and home improvements. I own my own business, work for myself, do stone work, tree work, those boots are. I've worked with white people, black people, brown people, all around people. And I've been called by people I've worked with, worked for, and people that work for me. Although anybody ever worked for me, I remember one guy, Lewis, told me, "Man, I'm gonna like working for you." I'm like, "Man, you aren't working for me." So I'm not. Like, no, man, you're working for yourself. You're working with me. You really like that. Anyway, I've been called the hardest working man, hardest working mother's son, and son of a wonderful mother, or other variations thereof, by quite a few people. A couple, 2, 3, 4, maybe more. And that might be true for them, but it ain't true for me. Because I've worked with, again, white, black, brown, all around. Blue collar brothers and sisters. I've had to work every bit as hard as me, if not harder. And a lot of them, white, black, brown, all around, didn't have it quite as good as me starting off. I did have a good home. It was out, in the country, and now I guess it's in the suburbs. But my mom worked her butt off to get it. It was a nice home, 3 acres. Had some woods I could play in, Just a little country boy from North Carolina. She was a farm girl raised in Delaware. My father was a little farm boy raised in Delaware. All my grandparents were either poor farmers, tenant farmers, or immigrants that were miners, I think in Pennsylvania. But I just want to make it clear, this last pair of boots, they're blue from this dye that I use to spray chemical. I also did grounds maintenance for a lot of the cell phone towers here in North Carolina. I just want to make it clear though, some of y'all might have worn boots like this. I just want them to work in. I'm not a veteran, never been in the military. But I wish I was, but these boots here were worn by a veteran. you whining for, Irma? Come on, girl. You want to get up here? Come on. Hang on a second. Bear with me, y'all. All right. Yeah, there she is. There you go. There you go. All right. I heard Oliver came out with a new song. I think I want to go home or something like that. I was listening to it once and I'll listen to it again, but might do a reaction to that too if I got enough room left on this camera. Show you a couple more pictures here. Anyway, y'all remember what your first job was? Mine was bicycle mechanic. I was only about 1 or 2 years old. Look at that. See that? Using my tools of the trade there. There's me trying to fix one bike with a, I think it's a dinosaur or He-Man figure or something like that. Child labor laws were a little different back then. But man, I had a bunch of stuffed animals back home I had to provide for, you know. Young man had to get to work. That's right. Nah, my first job was actually, I guess, when I was 14, moving furniture for the Wake County Public Schools. You know, in the summer, off from high school. When I was 18, I also was a mover again. These are the oldest pair of shoes I got, man. Poor shoes lost their souls. Pray for them. Here's, let me show you a couple more pics. There we go. Well, here, while you're waiting on me, I'm gonna go ahead and play this. Kind of low tech, y'all. Kind of like Oliver, I'm off the grid. This is a compilation of reactions from, you know, white, black, brown, all around people. Sorry, this phone doesn't, it records video but not sound. This phone will record sound but not video. I'm actually subscribed to most of the people you're seeing here. Anyway, I just think that's a beautiful thing, you know. It's funny how it's a good song, good music, and good food. Sharing a laugh and working together can bring all different kinds of people together. And I don't know if y'all have heard people, I guess, from the other side, whatever the other side is, we'll talk about that. Trying to say how this song is like a racist dog whistle or something. First of all, the only people that can hear dog whistles are dogs. So I don't know how they're hearing it because I didn't hear it. I don't know about y'all, but I didn't hear no dog whistles. Excuse me a second. Oh yeah, y'all probably don't want to see this, but that's my toe from wearing those boots. Sometimes I'd have to change them out like 3-4 times a day just to make it through the day because I didn't either have time or money, I guess, to get boots. So anyway, I had to work my butt off, and I got my little piece of the rock here. I got 8 acres, just a little over, and I am off the grid. I do like to walk around my property playing guitar. I got the deer stand I'm almost done building. It's going to be a big one. In fact, I spent a lot of time in Western North Carolina too. About a third of my life up there. Actually got a little 2-year degree from Mayland Community College. I heard Oliver got his GED from McDowell County. That's Spruce Pine. So when I first saw his video and learned a little bit about him, I was like, man, soul brother. And then, you know, I heard that song, Living in a New World with an Old Soul. So, wrote a little something for Oliver. I don't know if I'm gonna make it in a song, but I just had to write it after watching a lot of y'all's reactions out there. I call it To My Old Soul Brother from Old Dominion. If y'all don't know, Old Dominion is another way to say Virginia. This is where he's from. To my old soul brother from Old Dominion, from this hard-working man from the state south of Richmond, North Carolina. Thank you for singing your song for me. Your voice spoke loud for everybody. It's been too long that the good times have gone, hard times are here. Now's the time we are strong. We break our backs to earn a living, and some people don't care or understand, because they take it back without even giving to those who really need a helping hand. At least I know I'm not alone, working my fingers through the bone, on your feet all day for that bullshit pay. What's left after making ends meet, the tax man takes it away. They take our piece of the pie just to waste it. The American dream is just a dream if they won't let us taste it. There's that. I got a bunch of songs. Some of these I wrote 20 years ago. Definitely not as good a guitar as Oliver, and definitely don't have much of a voice. Going on 29 years. I'm just smoking these, trying to quit. Just need to do it instead of try, you know. I just want to say, you know, it's more than just Men North of Richmond. And it's more than just the American dream that they're taking away. Because the thing is, yeah, it's not just Men North of Richmond. Because this song didn't just touch Americans, white, black, brown, all around. It touched people from the world around. And the way that some people were trying to take this song that brought us all together into something, and they're trying to twist it around into something that's they're gonna try to use to divide us. It kind of tells me one of two things. It either tells me that if they actually believe that, their mind must be way far gone, because I don't know how anybody in their right mind can believe that. People like you, people like me, and we're all children of God. I mean, I've worked with white people, black people, brown people, all around people. Going back here, this was when I got a job as a mover when I was 18. And most of the guys I worked with were black. One in particular, his name was JC. Excuse me. Now, JC was born, I believe, if I remember correctly, in Goldsboro back in 1950. And kind of looked up to him, man. Anyway, he was a truck driver, and he was having car problems. So I was like, hey man, I'll give you a ride home if you need. He was like, yeah, sure, man. You know, and anyway, he lived all the way in southeast Raleigh. The warehouse is kind of northeast or northwest Raleigh. So, I mean, we had time to talk on the way there. You know, and I think, you know, the first time I just dropped him off, I was like, all right, man, I'll see you at work tomorrow. He was like, all right, man, take care, thank you. The next day, I gave him a ride home. We started talking, and you know, we stopped by the liquor store, grabbed a pint of gin, and just sitting in the truck, just talking, man. He's like, man, you know, we've been out here for 30 minutes, man. Just come on inside, bro. I was like, all right, cool, all right. So we go inside, and you know, it almost turned into a daily thing. I mean, the entire time that I knew him. But we just sit, drink some gin and tonic, play spades, and, you know, he'd tell me about growing up, you know, in North Carolina back in the day with Jim Crow, and, you know, he told me some stories about the Klan, told me about going to Vietnam, and, you know, we'd also listen to music and stuff. I was like, hey, I had a Jimi Hendrix tape. Said, hey man, you like Jimi Hendrix? He's like, what you know about Jimi Hendrix? I was like, man, what you want to know about Jimi Hendrix? He's like, I know my song. I was like, no, dude, all right, tell me about him. So it was just stuff like that, man. You know, I'd hang out with him, I'd hang out with his sons, and their 200-pound Rottweiler, Lucky. It's a funny story with that, too. But he told me I was the only white man he ever invited into his home. And he ended up telling me I was like a son to him. There's more to that story I might tell y'all one day, but also one of those jeans and one of those work boots out there. Hopefully y'all saw it. You already saw it before, but you know, a lot of the dirt on those jeans and the holes in there was with working with me amigos. And you know, they even called me a Mexican, you know. They're like, it was Mexicano way. I was like, muchas gracias, amigo, pero yo soy americano. Tú eres mexicano. Pero nosotros hermanos way. Hopefully I said that better, man. Like, I knew a lot more Spanish back then. I haven't spoken in a while. But the reason why I want to bring that up is because I heard not too long ago, I don't know if it was Stanford. I don't want to, I shouldn't say because I can't remember exactly. I think it was, but it might have been somewhere else. There was a list of offensive terms that they came out with, and on that list of offensive terms was Mexican. Now, let me ask you, how in the hell is a Mexican supposed to feel hearing that Mexican is an offensive term? I don't know. I mean, I took it as a huge compliment when they told me that, because I worked with them. We'd hang out together, we'd eat together, we'd listen to music together. On 5:40, la que buena. Y la 13:10, la super mexicana. I have trouble rolling my R sometimes. Anyway, yeah, and I also worked with hillbillies up in the mountains of North Carolina, man. And we all work hard. We all have struggles. We all have to work through our own course in life, you know. But at the end of the day, we're all human. I mean, like the compilation video there of everybody watching the reactions. Y'all have watched all the reactions. You see tears. In fact, there was one guy on there. Sorry, I'm about to run out of time here. I'm trying to keep it kind of short, but there was one guy. He was a black guy with long dreads, and man, he started crying during that song. I can't remember your name, but I'm subscribed to you. I made a comment on his video saying, man, if this song don't give you goosebumps, bring tears to your eyes, you don't know what struggle is. Now, having never met any of y'all, if I could describe you with one word, best describe who you are and what you are, that word would be human. And hopefully, if y'all couldn't hear my voice, see what I looked like, or if you didn't know my name, all you knew about me was that I existed, hopefully that would be the same word you would use to describe me. We're all human, and we all have human emotion. When you're happy, don't you smile? When you're sad, don't you cry, or at least want to? Sometimes when you're happy enough, that brings tears to your eyes too. So where's that human emotion come from? I don't think it comes from your heart, I think it comes from your soul. And we all got soul. I do believe we're all soul brothers and soul sisters, and I don't know if our soul has color or if it's even something that can be touched, but I know it can be felt, and we all know we got it. So anyway, the whole white, real quick before I run out of time, the whole white people, black people, brown people, all around people, I love each and every single one of you, and I'll tell you real quick where I got that saying from. It's from JC. Remember, man, he was playing spades, you know, and he had his cards up like this. He's like, yeah, I love me some people. White people, black people, brown people, all around people. Okay, now he didn't say people. I'll just say he was more of a cat lover, okay? They got fur, I'll make them purr. Now, before I get a hard time for doing his voice, if anybody wants to give me a hard time for that, I remember the next day at work, I was like, man, y'all should have heard what JC told me yesterday. And I said that in his voice, and everybody started dying laughing, man. But no one more than JC. He was doubled over in his chair. Damn, man, you sound more like me than me. But there's a whole lot more to that story I want to tell y'all sometime. But don't let them divide us. We got to know who the real enemy is. It's not white and black. It's not right and left. It's not north versus south. Some fool said that's what this song was about. Men North of Richmond. Richmond used to be the Confederate capital. Richmond, north of Richmond, north of the Mason-Dixon line. He was talking about you damn Yankees. It ain't about that, dude. Now, I mean, we can always do better. No matter how bad things are, even no matter how good things are in our lives, we can always do better. But there are people out there trying to keep us down. And we need to know who they are. And they're not just rich men north of Richmond. I'm going to leave it at that for right now, but just know, again, it's not white and black. It's not right and left. This is not north versus south. This is not one country versus another country. This is good and evil. And when he always says they want total control, not just talking about our bank accounts, people. He's not just talking about our minds and our hearts. He's talking about they want control of our soul. I'm going to leave it there. Kind of new with this, so hopefully I didn't do too bad. Go on 28 minutes, so I'm going to stop it there. Just know white, black, brown, all around. I love each and every one of you. If anybody out there don't like me or even hates me, just know you don't know me, but I still love you. All right? You got anything else to say, Irma? No, she good. Don't forget, hug your dog and your cats. If you got one, you know. If you got kids, give them a hug. Just hug somebody you love, all right? It's kind of a messed up world we're in, but it's a beautiful world too, full of beautiful people. All right, I love y'all. Take care.